Hello everyone. Today we will discuss Rivet-Popper hypothesis. Rivet-Popper hypothesis. So the Rivet-Popper hypothesis is proposed by the scientist Paul Ehrlich. Scientist name Paul Ehrlich. So the Paul Ehrlich is proposed Rivet-Popper hypothesis. Paul Ehrlich proposed by the Rivet-Popper hypothesis. So the Rivet-Popper hypothesis means, so this comparing to the ecosystem to aeroplane. First of all, ecosystem. Ecosystem means all living organisms, plants, animals, all the species so combined to form the ecosystem. Next one, the ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. So the ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. Next one, the ecosystem contains species. The ecosystem contains species. So many species present in the ecosystem. Plants, animals are the different types of the animals present in the ecosystem. So the species is comparing to the rivets of the aeroplane. Rivets of the aeroplane. First of all, ecosystem. Ecosystem. So the ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. Ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. Next one, species. Species is comparing to the rivets. Rivet means bolts. Rivet means bolts. So first of all, for example, just a rough diagram. Of plants, birds, like animals, like snakes, rabbits, snakes, lion, tiger, fox, elephant. So these are all combined to form the ecosystem. So the ecosystem means they are presenting in the many species, birds, animals, they are called the certain regions are combined to form the ecosystem. So the ecosystem is equal to the, ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. Ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. So the ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. So they are the aeroplane. They are the aeroplane. Ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. So the ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. Next one, the ecosystem contains species. Ecosystem contains species. So for example, so they are the snake, one species. So the rabbit, one species. Lion, one species. So the species is comparing to the rivets. Rivets means bolts. Rivets means bolts. Like, so the wings attaching to the bolts, like these are the bolts. So the attachments. So the rivet means bolts. So the species is comparing to the bolts. Species is comparing to the bolts. So the first one, aeroplane is comparing to the ecosystem. Bolts are rivets comparing to the species. Rivets comparing to the species. So the, for example, so the aeroplane, so they are removing the wing bolts. So the aeroplane removing the wing bolts. So they are the two wings. So they are removing the wing bolts. So the aeroplane wing. So they are the wing bolts are the removing. So the aeroplane is crash. Aeroplane is crash. So the aeroplane main important parts are the wings. So the wings rivets are the removing. So the aeroplane is crossing. Aeroplane is cross. Like same. So the ecosystem contain a few many species. Ecosystem contain a many species. So the any region. So the main species are the extinction. Any region main species are the extinction. So the entire ecosystem is damaged. Entire ecosystem is damaged. Understand? So first of all, so the aeroplane main important parts are the wings. So the removing the wing bolts or rivets. So the aeroplane is cross. Same like, so the ecosystem contain a main species. Ecosystem contain a main species. So these species removing any region, extinction of the important species. Extinction of important species. So the entire ecosystem is damaged. Entire ecosystem is damaged. So they are the one thing. Next another one. So the aeroplane contain a seats. Aeroplane contain a seats and mirrors. Aeroplane contain seats and mirrors. So the removing the bolts of the seats, removing the rivets of the seats or mirrors. So aeroplane is damaged. There is no damage because of, so the seats are the minor important parts. Mirrors are the minor important parts. So the aeroplane there is no damage. Aeroplane there is no damage. In the same time, so the ecosystem contain a minor important species, less important species. So the removing the less important species, so the ecosystem is there is no damage. So the ecosystem is there is no damage. So these are called as Rivet-Popper hypothesis. Rivet-Popper hypothesis. So this Rivet-Popper hypothesis proposed by the scientist Paul Ehrlich. So these scientists, so they are explain the ecosystem comparing to the aeroplane. Ecosystem is comparing to the aeroplane. So the ecosystem contains a species. The species is comparing to the rivets of the aeroplane. Rivets of the aeroplane. So the aeroplane wing bolts are the removing. So the aeroplane is crash. Aeroplane is damaged. Like same. So the ecosystem contain a important species. So the removing the important species, so the ecosystem is damaged. Ecosystem is damaged. In the same time, so the removing the minor important parts like aeroplane seats and aeroplane mirrors. So removing the seat bolts or seat rivets or mirror rivets. So the aeroplane there is no damage. The same, the equal to the ecosystem contain a minor important species. So the removing minor important species, so there is no damage of the ecosystem. So they are the Rivet-Popper hypothesis. 4 marks, very very important question. Next one, evil quartet. Next question, evil quartet. Next one, evil quartet. Next one, quartet. So the evil quartet means, so the four major reasons. So the species are the extinction. 4 major causes. So the species are the extinction. First one, habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat loss and fragmentation. Second one, overexploitation. Next one, third one, invasion of allied species. Fourth one, co-extinctions. So the majorly 4 causes, 4 reasons the species are the extinction. First one, habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat loss and fragmentation means, for example, deforestation. Deforestations leads to the extinction of species. Deforestation. So the deforestation, the removing the forest. So the deforestations leads to the extinction of species. Example, rainforest. Example, tropical rainforest. First one, habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat loss and fragmentation. habitat loss and fragmentation. So the habitat loss and fragmentation means, so the deforestation leads to extinction of species. So the removing the forests, so the living in the many species living in the forest, so the removing the forest, so the species are the extinction. Example, tropical rainforest. Example, tropical rainforest. Next one, so the forest land is converting to the agriculture land. Another one, forest land is converting to the convert to agriculture land. Forest land is converting to the agriculture land. So the forest land is converting to the agriculture land. So the species are the extinction because of, so the forest they are living many species, rabbits, tigers, elephants, many species living in the forest. So the removing the forest land is converting to the agriculture land. So the species are the extinction. Example, Amazon rainforest. Example, Amazon rainforest. So they are the habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat loss, so the conversion of agriculture, the forest land converting to the agriculture land. So because of habitat is a loss. Habitat means living place. So the deforestation means, so removing to the forest, so the species are the extinction. So the deforestation and forest is converting to the agriculture and forest land is converting to the agriculture land. So these two reasons, so the species are the extinction. So they are the habitat loss and fragmentation. One example, tropical rainforest. Another example, Amazon rainforest. Next one, second one, over exploitation. So the over exploitation means when need turns to greed. It leads to over exploitation. When need turns to greed, it leads to over exploitation. Need turns to greed, it leads to over exploitation. So that means, so the saving many food materials, when need. So the, for example, so this amount of the need, but so they are the storing to the this amount. So that just need to the this size of the amount of the storage, but so they are the many amount of the storage. So the when need turns to greed, it leads to over exploitation. So the many species, so food is not available, so the species are the extinction. So they are the over exploitation. This leads turns to greed. So means removing of the species. Example, stellar sea cows, extinction of the stellar sea cows. Next one, third one, invasion of allied species. Invasion of allied species. Invasion of allied species. So the invasion of allied species means, for example, so in this room, habitat of the rabbits. In this room, living in the rabbits. So the habitat of the rabbits space. These are the rat space. So in this room, living many rats. So the invasion of alien species, new species. For example, cat. the cat in this place, the cat coming from this place. So the rabbits are rats are the extinction because of, so the cat eating to the rats. Once revise, for example, so in this room habitat of the rats, so the rats living in this room. So the alien species means new species. Example, cat. So the cat coming this area. So this room cat is coming. So the cat eating to the rats. So the rats are the extinction because of, so the cats are the elimination from this area. Or snake coming from this room. So the snake eating to the rats. So the rats are the extinction. So they are the invasion of alien species. So the habitat place, so coming from the new species. So these species are the dominate from the native species. So the new species are the surviving, native species are the extinction. Native species are the extinction. So they are the invasion of alien species. Best example. So one single room. So in this room living in the rats. So new species cat is coming. So the old species are the extinction. So they are called as invasion of alien species. Invasion of alien species. Next one, last one, coextinctions. Last one, coextinctions. Coextinctions means, for example, so they are the two species. So they are the two species. For example, so they are the one plant. So they are the one animal. Plant, animal. So any region, so this plant is extinction. Any region, so this plant is extinction. So this animal completely depend on this plant. So two species, one is the plant, another one is animal. So these animal completely depend on this plant. Any region, so this plant is extinction. Any region, this plant is extinction. Automatically these species also extinction. So they are called as co-extinction. One species is extinction, automatically depending species also extinction. They are called as co-extinction. Understand? So these two species, these species completely depend on these species. Any region, this species is extinction, automatically these species also extinction. So they are called as co-extinction. So they are the evil quartet. So evil quartet means species extinction. So the majorly four reasons the species are the extinction. Example, habitat loss and fragmentation, over exploitation, invasion of alien species, co-extinction. So in these four reasons the species are the extinction. 4 marks, very important questions, evil quartet and Rivet proper hypothesis.